That feeling of butterflies in your belly, that anxiousness, that second guessing yourself, that little bit of fear. Every human being in this world feels that. Doesn't matter what culture they're from or what race they are. They feel some sort of anxiety at some point in their life. Now, bad apple fact is anxiety and mental health issues are running rampant through the bigger countries, like us here in the USA. England also deals with it very much so. And there's really no cure other than therapy that we know of. Or maybe some fucking they might give you some pills, but why does it occur? Where does anxiety actually form into our body? This is an interesting question that I like to explore myself because I'm going to keep it 100%. I never dealt with anxiety as a youngster. When I was growing up, going through high school, schools, I dealt with that first day of school fear. When I was driving race cars, same deal. Before every race, I got those butterflies in my stomach, second guessing myself, afraid of the unknown. That's normal. Every human being gets that, especially before a big day or a new day. And I never actually dealt with crippling anxiety until I was older. In today's episode, the title says it all: anxiety and instincts, right? They're related. I strongly believe these two are fucking like this related because my instincts and the way I was raised and my natural body instincts always say one thing. It's like trust in your gut, right? Everybody says trust your gut feeling, trust your body. All right, yeah, that's easier said than done. But do you actually trust your body every time you get goosebumps? If you walk into a room and you get goosebumps, do you just brush it off sometimes? Because I know I do. I know we have to sometimes, whether it's to keep a job or just to live up to everyday standards. Because if we always trusted those instincts, we would be stuck inside, right? And that's what it feels like with crippling anxiety. Because I have to trust my instincts. That's the way I was raised. Very old school, very straight up. Listen to your belly, listen to your instincts. And you never want to believe that your instincts are leading you in the wrong direction. You really don't. You always trust that. You trust your survival and your life on that. Somebody like me, I've been to prison. That's where my instincts really molded, was the street life and the moral code I was raised on beforehand as a youngster growing up. But that being said, that moral code gave me extreme confidence because I knew every step I made, right or wrong, I was making it in confidence and standing 10 toes down on it. And I wasn't afraid of anything. Now, that might just be young bliss, ignorance. Fair enough. I can write that off as that. But even then, I knew right from wrong. I never had anxiety. First day, butterflies, yeah, happens, but never crippling anxiety. But now, after going to prison, surviving prison wasn't a big deal. Nothing extremely traumatic happened, depending on how you judge that. But really, all in all, not bad. So tell me now that I'm rehabilitated, 9 years sober off of drugs, we like to call green and sober. I had a little smoky smoke, but I'm not on hard drugs. I'm not doing anything wrong. I've completed parole, and I'm a father. I'm a good father. I'm strive my hardest to be a good fiance, to be a good husband to my fiance, soon to be wife. I take these things very serious, and I'm very confident in myself, the choices that I've made, and the choices I am going to make going further, right? This is where it gets tricky. Why do I have anxiety when I go to leave the house? I'm not doing nothing wrong. Life is going great. Life is going excellent. I know people that would do some crazy things to get the opportunities that I have, to live a peaceful life that I do. That's all fine, but when I go out to go in public, or I go out just to be a regular human being, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like every day when I walk through that door, I'm going to sit in front of a judge. Like I might get a life sentence. I might. And you know why? Because it's true. Because the world has changed so much and so fast and rapid that disrespect and moral codes have gone out the window, and it's hard to be a decent human being and not expect somebody to try to take advantage of you and take advantage of the fact that you're being a solid human because they think there's an angle or they take it as a sign of weakness. And this drives somebody like me absolutely nuts, man. Let me tell you how hard it can be. Because, yes, even though I made mistakes when I was living the street life and I ended up going to prison for committing crimes, I still stuck to my moral code that I was raised by and I stood on business with it. You know what I mean? And I always show respect everywhere I go. And that's a main part of life. It doesn't have to be, oh, street code this or prison code that. Like, why is it only in the prison or the real gangsters you get real respect? Because I've been out a long, like 6 years, 7 years, and the only ones that I know that show the respect I show to other people are either businessmen being fake, putting on there trying to sell you something, fair enough, or straight up gangsters and ex-felons that are just out there and they're going to shake your hand, they're going to look you in the eye, they're going to show respect. Because everybody else thinks that it's cool to be disrespectful and not get checked. And there is no punishment for the everyday Joe that's just upright disrespectful, you know? And then it's so common that it makes a guy with good morals look crazy. Hear me out. Something just as simple as if I hold the door for you at the store, if I would have done that 15 years ago, doesn't matter who I'm holding the door for. They're going to acknowledge it and say thank you, right? Like you think that's morals, that's just kind of basics. You might catch a guy that's having a bad day and he might not acknowledge you or say thank you. You're going to read that and be like, well, that dude's having a bad day. Nowadays, you could hold the door for somebody and you'll be lucky if they don't shoulder check you or treat you like you're a peasant. Like, yeah, thank you for holding it. Like, and I get lost right there. That's where the lines get blurred for me, and I have a hard time deciphering. Like, this is why I stay home. This is why I'm nervous to go outside, because I just held the door for this dude and gave him the whole head nod, and he shoulder checked me and gave me a. So naturally, I want to fucking talk to him man to man. You know what I mean? Like just eye to eye. You can't do that, right? Doesn't matter because that's wrong. Inciting violence is wrong. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying at least back in the day, people would check you because it wasn't so common. So like if you decided to be that guy per se and you were just that guy, nobody wanted to deal with you. You weren't getting any fucking benefits from it. Nowadays it's like almost like a illusion of strength. And it drives me a little bit nuts. I'm not gonna lie, because it is. It's like if you can walk around and be ignorant to everybody, it's almost an illusion of like, oh, he must be better. Like he's there's a reason why he didn't say thank you. And people have gotten. I feel like I've seen it so often. Just happy to be that peasant. Like hold the door for you, get shoulder checked. This dude fucking treats you like nobody, and you're just like, all right, yeah, thank you, and just grateful to be there. To where me, I understand that's what keeps the peace. I get it, and I'm definitely not in a situation to fucking stick up or do anything, because I have a life that I've built, that and a family that I've built, and I have a lot going on. But it drives me crazy. I'll lose sleep over it. So that's where the anxiety comes in. You see how they correlate here? You know what I mean? My instincts, my natural instincts. When I get goosebumps on my arms and my hands, hair sticks up on end, buddy. You know what I mean? There's a reason for that. And I never had to worry about that back in the day. And life was so much easier when I could just walk around and I was so confident in myself. And here's a fact for you. It didn't matter. I could walk around with thousands of dollars in my pocket, in a pocket of $1,000 pair of jeans with just a whole outfit going on. And if I held the door for you or somebody held the door for me, I always acknowledge it. I still will to this day. I based the off of respect. Unless you disrespect me, I'm not going to disrespect you. And that's how it's always been. Nowadays, I'm a little more strict about it because it's like, there's it's just black and white, dude. Either you're a fucking fuck and you deserve to be treated like a fuck, but unfortunately, I'm not in the situation to let you know in public that you're a real piece of work, my guy, because I have a lot to lose and it's the bigger man thing. But I just only imagine how many people deal with this, right? Let me know in the comments, guys. I mean, this is the Bad Apple Fact podcast, and I'm just venting. You're my guest. Vent back to me. Do you deal with this? Do you sometimes just want to fucking say something to somebody and you know you can't because there's a punishment for you? Do you sometimes feel like you have to parent another grown adult on the basic needs and the basic fucking respect of life? And what does that feel like? Do they make you feel like you're crazy? Do you? Do you sometimes think, like, am I overreacting? I think about that all the time. Like, maybe I am overreacting. And it gets more normal to think like that because it keeps happening. It's like every time I leave the house, I have to ask myself, am I tripping? Am I the one in the wrong? And in this generation, yeah, kind of, bud. You're kind of the one that's tripping because everybody, if you can't see, are robots. They don't care about respect. You hold the door for them, they shoulder check you. It's going to be the same today and tomorrow. Oh, it's just so, yeah, if you make a big deal out of it and you call them out and you get yourself locked up, then you are the clown of the situation. And I'm like, damn, man, it's true. So I just see that now I can't, now I don't even want to hold the door for nobody because I don't want to be treated like I'm the fucking punk here. You know what I mean? That's not right, man. That's just wrong. I don't know, but everybody's too busy dealing with other shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I hold the door for you, bro, say thank you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Mike Anderson, Mr. 603, tuning in himself. I hope you guys like it, man. Please like and subscribe. You support me. You keep me going. I got you guys.